and all those so nears.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, people, happy final day. How's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Genuinely hope you're doing well. Yes, welcome back. Not Chelsea news so much today because I wanted to make a video in regards to a lineup of Chelsea moving into next season because I did this, but it was a video of what I expect early doors. And a lot of people in the comment section were like, yeah, I don't like this team, but I understand what you're doing and why you've chosen that at the beginning and what to expect soon into the season. So I'm going to do what I would like now, like if everyone's fit and available in the current squad. Of course, things might change. Maybe a starter or two, I don't know, could still be bought. That's a really, really interesting thing to ponder. But I've built something here, a squad builder, used the squad builder on Footbin to look at the players that I want to see playing for Enzo Maresca. And it's kind of exciting. And actually looking at it, apart from one, maybe, there is immense quality there. And of course, like I said, starters could still be purchased later in the window if Chelsea feel like they can get a bargain done. So we're going to get into it today. Thanks for joining me. As always, thank you for the support. I see it, I feel it, I feel the love. Thank you for that. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you choose to subscribe, hit the sweet, sweet bell, baby. Hit the bell. All right. So yes, it is a Euros final day. At time of recording, it's nearly 2:30 p.m. So yes, a few hours later, there'll be that. I'll probably react to it on the second channel, Football Yannick. If you want to go and support that thing, it's really simple. Just go search it on YouTube. There it is, Football Yannick. All non-Chelsea stuff, so international stuff, high-profile non-Chelsea games, high-profile non-Chelsea transfers. Go check it out on YouTube. Obviously, I'm an Englishman. I want England to win. We're massive outsiders. We probably won't win, let's be real. Spain are a better team than England, but England are good. There just seems to be something. We seem to have moments in this campaign, you know, Jude Bellingham overhead kick, the penalty shootout win, like with the immaculate penalties. Of course, the Ollie Watkins goal with the Cole Palmer assist. I mean, who would begrudge Cole Palmer coming off the bench in this final and winning it for England? What a story that would be. And many people watching this will be a Chelsea fan, over 97%, I'd say. So you couldn't begrudge him that. But let's be real, either Palmer, Gallagher or Cucurella is going to be a European champion, and they are Chelsea players, so we can all agree on that being a good thing. So Chelsea will still do transfer business, I'm certain of it. Players going out, players coming in. We, of course, are looking potentially at a superstar striker. We've spoken about the Ollie Watkins scenario yesterday from that Football Insider story with sources as an exclusive. I'd be very interested in that. Personally, that's what I reacted to yesterday. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. Still looking for a winger, Désiré Doué, the young French teenager. I think he's 19, we're looking at from Rennes. He could be targeted by Chelsea. Chelsea and Tottenham both looking at him. I'm sure that's a story that will keep building up, and I will react to that accordingly here on the channel, so keep it locked for your latest transfer news. So I'm about to move over and show you this lineup that I've built. And just to reiterate for context, this is what I would like to see from the current crop of players, and I'm going to talk you through it. Many of you will disagree, or maybe many not disagree, and there's a few tricky elements to this. So let's talk you through it. Let's go. So here it is, and I've used Footbin, like I said. It's I've done it in the 4-3-3 rather than the 3-2-4-1, whatever it moves to. So I've started with this to look at, and then we can talk about that. Of course, we know essentially the left back inverts, and this number 8 goes forwards. And you know, this Enzo stay back, and Caicedo move forward. So yeah, this is the lineup that I've gone with, and I'll talk you through it, mate. So from the current personnel that we have at Chelsea, this is what I would like to see. Now, off the bat, I'm going to start a goalkeeper. You might be thinking, Jan, what are you doing with Rob Sanchez there? And I'm kind of asking myself the same question, but the more I think about it and the more I reflect on it, he's been earmarked to be Chelsea's number 1 goalkeeper for this season. At least that's what we've been told in reports. Of course, if it was last season, gone back in time, and someone said to most of us, start Petrovic or Sanchez, you'd say Petrovic. But there's this idea that Rob Sanchez has the particular passing capacity to step forward into that back 3 in possession to make it a back 4. so you have a numerical advantage on the outfield, and apparently Rob Sanchez is more equipped to do that. Okay, so at the moment, I don't think any of our goalkeepers are perfect for this. But because I don't know lots about goalkeeping, and that's apparently the plan, I'm going to begrudgingly and reluctantly trust the process in that sense. So I have gone with Rob Sanchez. Now, again, it's a long-term plan and design and dream of mine to have this centre-back partnership of Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill. Of course, Levi Colwill, Academy graduate. Wesley Fofana, boyhood Chelsea fan. French and English. I'm French and English. Young, they can be long-term Chelsea centre-backs. Both different, both very good, both with massively high ceilings. And it's not necessarily guaranteed that they'll realise their potential, especially with Wesley having that long-term injury. But boy, would I love it if they could. So right-footed right centre-back Wesley Fofana, who can dribble into the midfield very, very well. Left-footed, left-sided centre-back Levi Colwill, who can actually occupy that left flank well from when the left back inverts, and for me that is perfect. So to carry on in the back line, Cucurella, as you can see here at left back, having a wonderful Euros, had a good strong end to last season, inverting into the midfield. As it stands, he seems perfect. So if the left side's going to invert to allow this number 8 to move forwards, Cucurella at left back is a given. Like I said, there's still a very small chance he could be sold. I'm not saying he will be in the summer. We'll see if a big bid comes in for him, because he is on the wages that Chelsea would prefer not to pay him. They're high. That was before the new project or whatever. So at right back, and again, to reiterate, this is the lineup I want to see eventually. I know Reece James is not available straight away, and this, that, and the other, and Fofana won't start straight away, and all this kind of stuff. But this is my long-term design. So Reece James, right now, if the right back inverted, Reece James would be perfect. He's played CDM before, and club and country before. But if Cucurella inverts on the left, Reece James will tuck in on the right to become a right centre-back in the back three, which, of course, ladies and gentlemen, he's played on a multitude of occasions. He's locked down the likes of Vinicius Jr. of Real Madrid playing the right centre-back role in the back three. He's perfect for that. Cucurella is perfect to invert. That's my back four. If you said to me, Jan, if you could change one thing long-term, I'd say goalkeeper would be my big gripe out of that. Now, midfield is really tough. It's genuinely super tough. I had to think about this because I was thinking, I do really want to see Romeo Lavia succeed at Chelsea and show why he costs so much money. That's what I wanted. But let's be real. Enzo Caicedo playing in the deep lying playmaker role, which he's just been shining with Argentina for, should I say? That's sort of more playmaker quarterback role, if you will. So he'll be in the middle, dropping deep, picking the ball up and making plays. And then Caicedo will play slightly in front of Enzo Fernandez as a number 8, but not as an attacking number 8 as the left number 8. But he will be ahead of Enzo Fernandez, making interceptive runs, dribbling, and he can pass Caicedo. So, yes, a great all-rounder, Caicedo, not just a player that sits in front of the back four. You can get a lot more out of them, and hopefully, theoretically, in a role where he plays slightly ahead of Fernandez, he can demonstrate that. And Fernandez himself, I would like to cite Liam Twomey, he always speaks about Enzo Fernandez, saying the game, he plays so much better when the game's in front of him. And when he's the deepest of the midfielders, as that sort of quarterbacky style, deep-lying playmaker, dare I say the word, regista, it suits him, and it should suit Caicedo. Now, as my desired long-term starting lineup, you might be thinking, Jan, why have you put Dewsbury Hall in there? And look, he's not the sexiest of all names, right? And he's not the most expensive. These guys next to him both cost over 100 million. He costs 30 million, right? And he's older. He's 25 years old. The truth is, it's a profile thing, because this number 8 is a left-sided number 8 here, needs to invert into midfield. Advance into the final third as a very attacking 8. He got very high production numbers for the Leicester in the Championship, Dewsbury Hall, loads of assists, loads of goals. And I was going for our midfielders, and the only one I could really think of is Conor Gallagher. But he might go. He's constantly being linked to going. So for the moment, I've done Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall was in my previous lineup that I built in terms of what I expect to be the starting lineup for the beginning of the campaign. Because it makes sense. He knows how to play football under Maresca. He's good to go. He knows the roll backwards. You're obviously going to start with him. But I was thinking, Carney Chukwuemeka could play it really well. He's probably going to go on loan, maybe, or he might be sold. I don't know what's going to happen with Carney. You could say Cesare Casadei, but again, it's not really a sexy high profile. You could say Andre Santos, but at the moment, they're not realistic, I don't think, until we've seen more. Again, Lavia is not high productivity in terms of goals and assists, so he's not going to really be looked to play that role. If anything, Lavia will play the role that Caicedo is here. I think, at least anyway, more of like a progressive ball carrier, turn and progress it forwards and carry it with you. Lavia is very good at that. So the left-hander, really it's just like, unless you're playing Nkunku there, maybe, but I'm not sure Nkunku would want to play so deep. I've gone with Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, but we'll see. That over time might be a more defensive midfielder, and the right midfielder might be more attacking. There's been talk of Cole Palmer playing in this right number 8 role and getting forwards a lot, because that's the kind of space that Cole Palmer often finds himself in anyway. But for the moment, until we've seen how Chelsea are going to play, if you said to me, Jan, pick a strong lineup, everyone available now, this is what I've gone with. So of course, if you disagree, let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, the front three is easy. Quite easy. I'm probably going to upset some people on the left side, but I've gone for Cole Palmer as a right winger with license to invert. Of course, that's where he does his best work. He is the star boy. He is a non-negotiable. And then the final two in the front three, I've gone with Nkunku and Nico Jackson. Nkunku's hard to get into this Maresca side. A lot of people are putting him as, maybe in the Dewsbury Hall role. And he just gets forward a lot, and it becomes a bit more of a 4-2-3-1. But I'm not sure that's really how we'll see Maresca play too much. Nico Jackson, of course, was a left winger, and we've seen him play on the left wing for Chelsea really well. I'm going to say he plays like that. Of course, he'll have license to swap with Nkunku in the front three, and to be honest, like all the front three could swap around a little bit, or Palmer could occupy the middle. But I've gone for a front three of Nkunku down the middle, playing as a striker. I know it's not... He'd rather be a shadow striker, a second striker, a number 10. But that's why I feel like to accommodate your three best forwards, I think that. Now, again, like I said, to go back to the other video, how I think we'll start the season, I think Raheem Sterling will be a left winger, and I think he'll... be good at retaining tactical information for Enzo Maresca and working hard and stuff. But in terms of getting the best out of the talent that's emerging, that's getting better, that's improving, that's the front three at the moment. Of course, it could change. If we sign Desiree Doué and we say to him, look, we paid 50 million for him, you're going to start for Chelsea, he might start on the left, Jackson, and then Nkunku comes down here, and then you get rid of Dewsbury Hall for Doué, and then Nkunku's really going to have to try and occupy this sort of space here and float around and do some work there. But yeah, that's how I feel. So I wanted to speak about that for a little bit. Tell me what you think. What is, in terms of like the current Chelsea roster, what is your... what do you want to see? Where do you think players will play? What is your dream lineups for the moment? Obviously, and understandably, it's relatively speculative at the moment because until we know, we don't know. Until, you know what I mean. And also, as well, interestingly, once Maresca knows his guys, he's going to stick to them. He shouldn't be doing a lot of rotation, which is interesting because he's, unlike last season, with Leicester, he's going to have Europe. Now, I know they would have had a grueling schedule, for Leicester last campaign. Obviously, they're in the Cups. And they took the Cup seriously, when they came to Stamford Bridge. Remember that? Against Chelsea. But he's going to have, European away trips. So he will have to rotate more than he did with Leicester City in the Championship. But there is going to be a recurring theme of his trusted guys that he's going to hammer in the philosophy into their brains. I guess a bit more like Man City with Pep Guardiola. He needs players and lieutenants that can just play the football. Not this immense amount of change that we saw under Pochettino last season. So we've got a big squad, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy people, I think. But then again, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I want to put it out to you guys, so let me know what you think. Of course, I'll keep you guys posted of all the developments in terms of Chelsea news, but I wanted to make this video as a response to the comments in the previous style one as well. So thank you for liking and subscribing, and I do hope to see you back here soon on Football Therapy. Peace.